In 2015, a company called Theranos was valued at $9 billion. Its founder was on the cover of Forbes, Fortune, and Time. In the same year, Theranos promised to revolutionize medicine. 200 blood tests, from a single drop of blood, a finger prick, in minutes. Patients trusted it with their health. Doctors made decisions based on its results. Investors gave it $700 million. There was one problem. The machine didn't work, and Elizabeth Holmes knew. Elizabeth Holmes enrolled at Stanford at the age of 18. 1 year later, she dropped out to start a company. She was 19 years old. She wore a black turtleneck every day. She deliberately lowered her voice to sound more authoritative. She built a board of directors that included Henry Kissinger, George Shultz, and James Mattis. Statesmen and generals, not scientists, not doctors. Nobody on the board had the background to evaluate whether the technology worked. That was not an accident. The device was called the Edison. Theranos claimed it could run 200 blood tests from a single finger prick drop. In reality, the Edison could reliably perform only a handful of tests. For everything else, Theranos secretly used conventional Siemens machines, the same machines every other lab used. They reported results under the Theranos name, as if the revolutionary technology had produced them. When tests produced inconsistent results, employees were told to void them, run the test again. Until a usable number appeared, real patients received inaccurate diagnoses. Some were told they might have cancer. Some were told they didn't. When they did, Theranos raised over $700 million from some of the world's most sophisticated investors. None of them were permitted to conduct scientific due diligence. Holmes told investors the technology was a trade secret. They were asked to trust the story, and the story was extraordinary. Walgreens and Safeway signed partnership deals worth hundreds of millions, without ever seeing the technology perform a successful demonstration. Into 2015, a young Theranos employee named Tyler Schultz began secretly documenting the company's scientific failures. He contacted Wall Street Journal investigative reporter John Carreyrou and handed over internal documents. Theranos responded by sending lawyers. They threatened to destroy him financially. His own grandfather sided with the company. Holmes also had employees sign ND as so restrictive. They could not speak to doctors, regulators, or lawyers without Theranos approval. In October 2015, the Wall Street Journal published Carreyrou's investigation. Federal regulators inspected Theranos. They found the lab posed immediate jeopardy to patient safety. Walgreens terminated its partnership. The company's valuation collapsed from $9 billion to nothing. In 2018, the SEC charged Holmes with fraud. In January 2022, a jury found her guilty on 4 counts. Elizabeth Holmes was sentenced to 11 years in federal prison. She was 38 years old. Theranos, once valued at $9 billion, was worth exactly 0. Theranos did not fail because Holmes was uniquely evil. It failed because Silicon Valley built a culture that rewarded the story over the science. And nobody asked to see the machine actually work. Nobody asked to see it work. That was the most expensive question nobody asked.